Okay. Listen, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I don't call myself a conspiracy theorist. I don't really call myself anything. And I just want to say before I start this video, cheers to anyone with common sense. Cheers to the disciplined. Cheers to the ones who have self control. Cheers to people that are actually being honest about what goes on in this world. Cheers to those people. But listen, mankind is literally creating mankind's problems in this world. A lot of the things that go on and a lot of the things that happen where people are getting sick and these diseases and all this shit, it's mankind doing this. It's mankind doing these things. But see, what we'll do is we will blame like this thing that just happened a couple years ago. We're blaming a bat for spreading it. No, it wasn't a bat. It was not a bat that spread it. It was because there were human beings in a lab that were doing these cruel experiments on a bat, and that somehow got out. That's what happened. That's what I believe happened. And I know people will say, "Oh, well that's just a myth and that's just you saying that." No, it's not just me saying this. Humans, we are cruel people. We do cruel shit every single day in this world. Every single day there's cruel shit going on. And we just can't see behind this veil of how insane some of these things are. And I'm just going to put it like this: if we do not change, we deserve everything that we get. We deserve everything that's coming to us if we don't change right now. If we don't change right now, we deserve everything that we're going to get. Everything. If we remain blind and we remain ignorant and we remain stupid and we remain gullible and we remain in denial and we keep blocking out what is really going on here on a daily basis, I don't feel but see, here's the thing though. I feel very sad. I feel very sad for humanity. I really do, but I don't feel bad for their stupidity. But see, there should be someone. See, this is the thing that's going on today. We are in an age where there is no more accountability for things. There is no more, and I'm talking about the levels below the powers that be. See, the powers that be don't, they care to a certain extent, but to a certain extent they don't care what happens because they have money to where they can, if something really bad happens, you don't think that they're not making underground shelters right now? You don't think that these strange noises, and I know this is going to sound crazy. I know this video is going to sound crazy. And you're going to think, "Oh man, you're nuts and you're a conspiracy theorist and you're all this." Look, I am so past what the rest of humanity thinks. I can't even tell you how far gone I am from most of this just bullcrap out here that's going on. But you don't think that these sounds that we're hearing all around the world, you don't think that these trumpet sounds and these loud bangs and these weird events that are happening, you don't think that is for some reason that's going on here? You don't think that the powers that be are not drilling underground things where they can go in case something goes bad? You don't think that that's happening, and they're just putting things on the news to confuse you people. That's all they're doing. It's a smoke screen. The whole thing is like a lie. It's like a movie that you're watching, and when you watch that movie, you're watching it and you're going, "Well, this is just a movie I'm watching." But when you watch the news, you really think all of that is real. It's not all real. Not There is no one person that is telling all of the truth. There is not one person. And I'm not saying that I know everything that I'm saying either. I'm not saying that everything that I am saying is absolutely true, y'all. I don't claim to think that I know everything. I'm not saying that I know specific details of every little thing, but if you're someone that is truly using your brain, they show us these things. They do these horrible experiments on chimpanzees. They grab insects and rodents and things out of the woods and out of the forest and stuff all the time. They're The brutality and the cruelness is on such a high level. They don't tell you about those things. But the thing is, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? They're doing this to create more sophisticated weapons and more sophisticated technology and more sophisticated strains of viruses and stuff. Why do we need those things? Why do we need those things? These things are only to kill many people. These things are only going to be our own destruction. Mankind, if we do not wake up now, if we do not change now, eventually we're going to destroy ourselves. That's what's going to happen. Mankind is that ignorant. It is that stupid. It is that unintelligent. It is that dumb to understand that it is literally formulating and plotting and putting together and doing all of this for their own demise. That's the thing that people cannot see. And this is what is so crazy. This is what is so crazy to me when I look at it all. And you have to understand here, in order to see behind the smoke screen of a smoke screen of a smoke screen, you have to understand it's not just one smoke screen here, folks. It's not just one thing. It's not just, oh, that one lie. Now I'm to the truth and now I know everything and now I can see everything that's going on. It's not like that. It's not like that. There are so many lies in this world. There are so many people that they're lying for power. They're lying to get in higher positions of power so that they can create more power. And this power, what are we creating this power for? What are we creating these more powerful and potent nuclear weapons for? What are we creating these new strains for? What are we doing these things for? All that it does is it kills people. You haven't watched documentaries on Saddam Hussein and how they just threw gas bombs on people just because it was another country, just because they see this country as their enemy. They threw these gas attacks on people, and they probably die within seconds or minutes or right away. I don't know, but you think about it and it's so crazy what mankind has become. It's so crazy what mankind has become. But then at the same time, see, this is where it starts getting really, really strange. How do we live in a world where most people don't even think of that world? How do we create a new world for ourselves while we're here that most people don't even think of because they're not thinking of it? Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody is just being fed the same message. Everybody is being fed the same kind of things. And look, when I do these videos, let me slow down just a little bit. I have to remind you, I am not doing this to get myself stressed out. I am not doing this to stress anybody else out. I am not doing this for any other reason other than to get people to see something that if we do not make changes and we don't start holding ourselves accountable here, then it's going to end up very bad for us. And when we get in those situations, then we're going to wonder how we got there. We're going to wonder, how did this happen to me? How did I get here? How did this happen? How did we become this thing? How did we become like this? Because the thing is, we are in an age right now of literally no accountability towards each other. Everybody is just free to do whatever they want. Everybody can just get anything they want at the click of a button. Everything is right there. Everything is so quick that this is not good. This is not good for the human brain. It's something that's just not good. Look, there are pros and cons. Before I go any further, there are pros and cons to all of these things. But if we don't understand the pros to these things and we don't understand the cons to these things, then there's no telling how far people will go and the depths that they will go to do things that they don't even understand they're doing. You get my drift? But here's the thing. The cons of this are really bad because we are in times where I think we have too much freedom on our hands. Like some people, no. There are some people that are working and they are going to jobs and they are providing for people like me and they are providing for people like you. So this isn't a thing where it's like a me versus you thing. It's something where we are lacking the knowledge to really understand what is going on here and to make a necessary change and to do something about some of these things that are going on. Because if the majority of people do not accept that the majority of people are the ones that are causing a lot of this mayhem, then the mayhem is going to keep going. And most people just brush this off. They hear it and then they ignore it. And they just blow it off and say, "Oh, well, I don't have anything to do with that. That has nothing to do with me." But what you don't understand is that all of this stuff is going to eventually come back to you and me in the long run if something does happen, because we are all counting on the same things today. We're all counting on the food stores. We're all counting on the medications to come into the Rite Aids and the wherever you go, CVS, whatever the stores are, you're counting on that to come. And then the hospital systems, the way that it's ran, it's just the way that we are running this whole thing. I have to say, okay, that's how it is right now, but really the whole thing is just so crazy, man. It's just, I was looking at something on YouTube right now about these 4 million immigrants. I don't watch the news. I just watch clips once in a while because the news is absolutely just crazy. Like, all that it is broadcasting negative stuff. All that it is broadcasting the breaking news of the day and showing you all of these crazy things going on in the world. And they never show you anyone building good architecture. They never show you, artists doing great things. They never show you people that are actually building communities of self-sustaining stuff. They never show you any of that because they don't want you to know that. And then we're all addicted to this negativity, and you wonder why, because that's what we're being fed. That's what we're being fed all the time. And you might see my channel as a negative channel in some senses, but it's not that. It is just to show people what's really going on in this world. And I lost train of thought from where that I wanted to go with my next thought about the news and other things. And oh yeah, I was watching this clip on 4 million people that are trying to come into America, and we are doing everything we can do to keep these people people out. Why would you ever why would you ever keep people out from somewhere? This just goes to prove to you how much this thing, how crazy it is, and how insane it really is, and how chaotic and out of control everything is. Why would 4 million people be coming in, want to come into America? Those 4 million people, I feel bad for them. I feel for them. But see, the thing is, it all comes down to nobody is thinking about, well, how can we start building and living on our own? How can we start creating our own thing on our own land? How can we start planting food and building our own thing so that we don't have to go to America? But see, that's see what I'm saying? Like, in order for me to get these videos across to you, it would take me so many different little details that I can't get into. There's so many little intricate things that I have in here that I can't get out on a video. But hear me out. We are keeping people out instead of saying, well, we have help for you. And then people are making an exodus from where they're at. So what happens when it's us that is making the exodus? What happens when it's you and me that are making an exodus to somewhere and they say, oh no, you can't come in here. You humans can't come in here. You have to stay out and you have to go do whatever you do. You know what I would do if I was in this exodus of people right now? I would literally say, you know what? Give us some seeds, give us some building materials, give us some hammers, give us some chainsaws, give us a couple water filtration systems. I would be negotiating with America. I would say, listen, give my people. This is to the 4 million people that are trying to come into the United States. I have the answer for you. I have an answer for you right now. Now, I know I'm not in your shoes. I can't speak for you. But what you do is get together with a few people and get a piece of paper and write, this is us proclaiming, help us. We're humans like you. We need help. Give us some tools, give us some seeds, give us some water, and let us give us a piece of land that we can go and build on, and we can start our own community and we can start doing our own thing. But nobody's thinking that. Nobody's thinking about that because everybody's too focused on this system. Everybody's too focused on money. Everybody's too focused on thinking that this somehow is going to give us a better life. Yeah, for some people it will give a better life. America is designed for some people to have a better life, and it's designed for some people to be sustaining and live and have what they need, but then they don't have enough. And then they're stressing because they don't have enough. That's how it's designed. It's designed to do that. And listen, I am not doing this video to make anybody do anything crazy or violent or bad to another person. That is not why I'm making this video. That's not why I'm making this video. I am making a call for a change. And look, I know you're going to look at me and say, well, who are you? Like who are you? Like what are you doing? Like what okay, well, who are you to tell me all these things? I'm just saying, if I was in your shoes, if I was in your predicament right now, if I was someone that was stranded and had a backpack and didn't have anywhere to go, I would literally be talking to the people that have it to give and say, look, we don't want to come in your country. We don't want to come into your country. Just give us a piece of land. Give us a huge piece of land because they can do that. There's land all over the place. Give us a piece of land. Give us some seeds. People can start researching what kind of food they want to eat. They can start researching what kind of huts do we want to build, what kind of wood we need. People can do this right now if they wanted to, but nobody will do this because they're all saying, well, I just want to come into America and live the American way. And it's just going to keep the same thing is just going to keep going. It's just going to keep being the same repetitive thing over and over again. People wanting to come here to have a better life and to get rich and to make it. And don't you understand? This is the problem itself is people that have this American dream thing. I'm not saying that there are pros and cons about America too. There's a lot of great things in America, but there is a lot of bad things in America too. And the thing is, I don't understand why nobody is thinking about this. You mean to tell me 4 million people have not thought about this? Like nobody has got together and thought about this together. Like you mean to tell me everybody is in fear that much to talk or to do something or to reach out or to it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. And I know I'm just a man speaking on a camera. I am just a man speaking on a camera. I can't make the kind of difference that would show this world like there is another way. I can't do that all by myself. I can start in very little portions, but it's going to take a long time if I, do it on my own and say, oh, well, I'm going to do this by myself and I'm going to do all this and this and that. And right now, this is just a video, but it's much deeper with me than a video. It's much deeper than just a video with me. This is like I'm dead ass serious about these things. I don't just say these things on a YouTube video and just talk about it for no reason, but yet I know that there's only going to be a few people that actually hear what I'm saying and actually do something about it. But look, I don't want to sit here and start saying like for people to do anything or not to do anything because more than likely everybody's just going to ignore it. Everybody's just going to blow it off like it's nothing and not even give it a second, thought in their mind. And I can't do anything about that. But once you see this and you see how this has led up to this point, I say to myself, if we don't make the change, if we don't do something different, if we don't start thinking of alternatives here, everything that comes to us we deserve because nobody is coming out of their shell. Nobody is willing to get out of this state of fear and this state of control and whatever. But it's so hard to explain because freedom, yes, we need freedom, but having freedom all the time is not a good thing either. Because because you have an idle mind and you're not doing anything. And this is the problem today too. Everything is just right there. It's so quick, it's so instantaneous. And this is our human brains are not meant for this. We are not meant to just have things right then and there. It's not meant to be extra easy and everything. We were not meant to have it like that. and we're addicted to give me it now. I need it now. I want it now. Now, now, now. It has to be now, right now. And this is the con. See, this is the con of the internet and YouTube and other platforms. I'm not saying there can't be pros, because there can be pros to it. It can be something that we're using for something more creative or something more productive for ourselves and each other, for each other. I don't want to say ourselves, because then when you say that, it goes back to being very, 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 very selfish. And there are times where you have to, like right now, even for me, I have to be kind of selfish right now, because I have to make a change in my own life. I have to start saying what I have to do in order to get where I want to be. And even though I don't like being like that, even though it should have never been like this, there should have been people before me to do something about it, but nobody did anything about it. And then everybody's still going through the same thing. Everybody is still just in a place in their lives where they're depressed, they're lonely, they don't know what to do. And then we wonder why all this is happening. And listen, you see me kind of, looking like I'm smirking in this video, or I'm like smiling, or I look like I'm whatever, but I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm really, lately I have been really sad. I have really been both very angry at mankind, and I have been pitying mankind. I have been feeling really bad for mankind, but at the same time I'm angry with mankind, because I see this stupidity, and I see this ignorance, and I see just these things that we're creating, and these things that we're doing, and these experiments we're doing for these powerful weapons and powerful technology. Why don't we do experiments? Why are we not working on experiments for new and good drugs for us to take, for us to feel better? Why are we not experimenting with better food? Why are we not experimenting with better lifestyles? Why are we not experimenting with building homesteads for each other and ourselves? Why are we not experimenting with doing something different, the alternatives? Why are we not experimenting with those things? Why do we keep experimenting with these bad things, these horrible things? It's so hard for people to get this, because all of your entertainment, and I'm not even saying that I don't watch movies that are based upon violence, and based upon diseases and the end of the world and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that I never watched those kind of movies, or watch those movies, or watch gangster flicks or whatever. I'm not saying that I don't do that, but that is in the fictional realm, you see. And we're I think we're so caught up in the fictional realm that we don't base any nonfiction. We don't bring an alternative from the fiction realm into the non-fictional realm, into the real realm. And this is what we watch all the time. We watch things on wars, and we watch things on death and violence and demons and just all of this stuff, and it's not making anybody productive. It's not making anybody want to build anything or plant anything or experiment with good drugs, good lifestyles, good thing. It's not doing something to create a communal essence, a communal aspect, a communal, I don't even know the word to use. It's not making that. It's not doing that. And this is why lately I have been really I have been looking into cultures, and I have been looking into different lifestyles of living because, like I said before, America, there is a lot of pros and cons here, but the cons are outweighing the pros for me in this country. And I don't like what I'm seeing with a lot of things. And in other countries, I like their lifestyle more than here. The people are more open and talkative. The people are they're more cultural based. They make food together, they plant food together, they build together, they do drugs together, they drink teas together, they work together, they live together, they do everything together. It's a communal thing. It's a helping one another thing. And people think these people just look absolutely miserable when actually those people are content that have to walk 13 miles to get the water, that have to actually tend to the field of their crop. And then when the harvest comes, they look like they're happy, they're smiling, and they're just living a completely different life than what Americans are living. And if I wasn't on this medication that I'm on myself, I would literally get enough money to get a plane ticket or to get some kind of, I would research into a place where I'm going, and I would have enough money to go and be able to have enough money to get some food. And I would start looking for the people that I'm looking for right away and hope that I get lucky, because that's to the point where I'm at in my life. It's like, I am ready to make a huge change. I am ready to, it is time to do something different. I just feel like a complete vagabond, a nomad, a someone that just like, I see what is not working, and I see what people keep doing over and over again. I see the insanity, and I see the bad things, and I see how we keep doing this to ourselves. And I'm like, why is nobody else seeing this with me? Why am I the only one that is seeing these things? And then sometimes I think, then see, this is where I start getting angry and I start getting mad because I feel like I'm the only one. And then I'm like, why am I the only one? And then this is where the anger comes. This is where I get angry with my fellow man, and I get angry with people, and I get angry when I see what is going on. And it just, this is what happens with me. And there's just some times where I'm sitting here and I really don't even know where to go with it. I don't even really know how to follow up with it, or whatever, because I don't have somebody that I could just call and go, "Hey, have you been, experimenting with that plant? Hey, do you need help with this thing? Hey, I don't have that. I don't have that kind of structure around me. I don't have that kind of support system. I don't have those kind of people in my life. I don't have that thing. So that's why I feel stuck. And that's why I keep getting, this is where a lot of my mental health stuff is coming from, is because I'm doing something in my life. My situation is not how I want it to be. And I'm forced to do things that I don't really want to do. And it's like, I think it comes to a point in my life, in our lives, where you just have to kind of lose everything. And I've already done this before. I've already lost everything. I've already gave up everything. There was a time where I literally fasted from music. I fasted from TV. I fasted from everything. I literally was about to throw out all of my CDs and my music. And I wouldn't watch TV for a very long time. I mean, I didn't watch TV one time for about a year or so. I didn't watch any TV. because I don't watch TV. I'm someone that gets on YouTube, or I'm researching, or I'm writing, or making music, or taking a walk, or doing whatever I do. I'm not interested in TV because all that it is it's a bunch of bullshit, and people are just they are in a spell. They're in a kind of, now anyone who watches TV, I'm not, if you watch TV, you watch TV. I don't watch TV. If you watch TV and you do whatever you do, that's what you do. But me, it's like TV just keeps you in this kind of mindset where you're watching what the rest of the world is doing. You're watching what other people are doing, and you're not even living your life. Like me watching YouTube all the time. I'm watching other people live. I'm watching other people do something. And this is the problem with these phones and stuff, is that everybody's watching somebody else, quote, make it or do something. But I don't like this get rich attitude, like making it attitude, because that's not helping the problems in the world. That is not doing anything to show what is really going on here in this world. And it's such a shame that a channel like mine and other channels that speak about what I speak about, which is very far and few in between, are a minority. This should be the majority. This should be something that we're talking about. This should be something that we are venting about. This is something that we should be sharing with one another. This is something that we should be excited about. This is something that there should be some kind of hope for us while we still have hope. You see what I'm saying? While we still have breath, and while we still have the ability to live and do some things. It's almost like we are so used to thinking of dystopia. We are so used to wars and violent things and violent movies and all this stuff. And I'm not saying, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not saying that I don't watch some of those things myself. But yet again, it is fictional. It's fictional stuff. Leave the fiction to be fiction. Leave the movies to be movies. Leave the arts and the music to be arts and music. There's some things that you just don't bring into the non-fictional world, the real world, reality, like how things really are. And really, this whole thing, if you want me to be honest, this whole thing has to do with a lifestyle. It is finding the lifestyle for you and having other people to share that with, having like-minded people to share that with, people that you can trust, people that actually care for you and you care for them. Because if you can't watch the sunrise and the sunset with other like-minded people, if you can't share in something in this world, it's like, what is the point? You know what I mean? Like I have been a loner for so long that it has become something that a lot of the loner life I still do. I still like my solitude, and I still like my silence, and I still need my solitude and my silence, and I still need my art, and I still need to write and make music and do what I do. But at the same time, I'm missing something. I need something else. I need that interaction with the world and other people. I need some kind of structure, or some kind of support, or some kind of something from somewhere that is missing with me personally. I don't know about other people. I'm just talking about for me. And the thing is, I'm just asking, are we even looking for that in our lives? Are we even thinking about that? Because see, a lot of people are not thinking about this or looking for it because they're so distracted by entertainment. They're so distracted by another person living their life. They're so distracted by the news and what's going on all around the world and what other people are doing. And they're so distracted by musicians and just this whole thing that is going on right now, and they're not even living. They're miserable, they're lonely, and that's how I feel a lot of the time. So that's why I'm saying that, because that's how I am most of the time. I'm not saying every single second of the day, but a lot of the times that's how I really feel. And I know it's how a lot of other people feel. It's just that people are not going to a lot of people are not going to show you what's really really going on in the depths of their souls, their minds or their very being. They're going to keep it hidden. And I know that people are dying on the inside. I know that there is people that are dying on the inside. I hear it every day. I see it all the time, and I go, my goodness gracious, we do not have to keep feeling and living like this. We, like the song, we were meant to live for so much more. We were meant to live for more than this. This is not the way that we were supposed to live. This is not the way that we were supposed to live. I refuse to believe that this is the way that life was meant to be. I refuse to believe that, and I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. Don't we understand that there can be alternatives, that we can do something different? We don't have to keep doing the same things that everybody else is doing in this world. We don't have to keep following the norms of everything. But the thing is though, when I say that, I'm not saying like there is a lot of good things in some cultures. There is a lot of good things in certain places in the world that is going on that can be intertwined into this whole thing. It's like creating a basket that you start with one little piece and you start knitting it together, and it starts turning into a basket that you can appreciate, a basket that you can hold yourself in, a basket that when somebody else needs something, you can take something out of your basket and give it to them, a basket that when you're doing bad, you have something to reach in there and give to yourself or others, a basket that can be your lifestyle. And doing these videos, it's really weird me making these videos because I feel like I have literally hit another rock bottom in my life. I'm broke. I'm in this room all day long. I quit my job a while ago because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't handle the mental strain that I was having because I didn't I just I couldn't talk to anybody like that there. It just wasn't the place to do that because it was a working environment, and I think and I know for myself that the working environment, we should be working around people that we can talk to about what's going on with us. We should be able to speak about anything. We should be able to bring anything to the table. We should be able to sit down. We should be able to have a sit down, something like the mob did. Not saying that I want to be violent like the mob or anything, but we should be able to have a sit down and speak about things and vent about things and spread ideas to each other and say, okay, well, what do we want to do here? What are we going for? What is your passions? What do we want to see happen here for each other and ourselves? I kind of feel like the Lucky Luciano of my age, like how he created the five families, how he put that together. That's how I kind of feel. I feel like it's up to me to put this thing together, but it's not happening yet. And I'm not talking about, putting together the Bonanos, Gambinos, Genovese, and all that. So I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying I'm using that as a metaphor to make people understand what I mean. Like we have to form some kind of thing here. And this is what the powers that be are doing to control us every day. And this is what a few people out here are doing. They have something going where they do have structure and where they do have a communal element, but it is so few and far and in between. It is so minuscule that getting something like this going, nobody has any faith in it. Nobody has any belief in it. Nobody has any trust in it because they don't know anything like this. They never heard anything like this. They don't know about things like this. So that's why it's so hard to get it started, because first I have to talk about it. There has to be people that know about it first. There has to be people with discipline. There has to be people with self control. There has to be people that have a passion for something. You got to be passionate about something. And this is something too. We must find what we are passionate about. We have to find what we are passionate about in this world. I think this is one of the most important things ever, if you ask me, because that is kind of the key to this whole thing. If you are, say, you're in a movie set and you are the actor, and the person filming the production is like, oh, well, let's just do this other cut and whatever. I got to do this because I got to get paid. That's the only reason I'm here. See, someone like that, I would never want to do anything with. I would never want to work with them. I would never want to do a project with them. I won't want to do anything with them because they're not passionate about what they're doing. He's not passionate about filming me as the actor. And this makeup artist is not passionate about what they're doing. If they're passionate about what they're doing, if this person is passionate about doing the makeup and doing the designing, and the person that is picking the places that we're going to be, and they're really passionate about it, then it's something that we can all get that energy together. You see, we can build that energy up together, and it's something that we want to do. And then when someone's having a problem or someone's having a shitty day, there can be one of the other passionate people to come to the rescue and lift you up or say, look, what's going on? Talk with me. How can we make this right? What can we do for you? See, this is what I mean. This is why there has to be some kind of structure. There has to be some kind of accountability for one another. And today, this is like almost like a foreign element to people. It's like people just blow this off. It's just a me doing it for myself, me making it, me getting rich, me getting a ton of people or whatever. And look, yes, we have to survive and it's about us. But at the same time, when it's just everything is about an eye perspective and there is no reaching out, or there is no, hey, how do you feel about this, or there is no, ideas or just energy being spread from one person to the next. And I know that the people that truly need to get this, I know that those people are going to get this. But the question is, are any of us going to take the action with it, is the question. Are any of us going to really want to do something like that or put something like that together? That's the question. Because if we just keep sitting back doing nothing, and I keep sitting back doing nothing, and I just keep sitting here talking about it and wondering about it, then it's never going to come into fruition and it's never going to happen. So, this is where I'm going to have to stop letting fear lead my life. I'm going to have to stop with this procrastination shit and stop letting a lot of things hold me back. But yet, I don't want to put this huge ball of pressure on myself either. But then again, it goes back to we should have never been in this predicament in the first place because the people before us should have did this, but nobody did it. So now we have to bear the burden of it, and we have to take it upon ourselves to take full responsibility and accountability for why we are so fucked up. And if we don't do that, nothing is going to change, and we deserve everything that we get. It's just that plain and simple. I really don't know how else to put it. So look, I'm gonna resonate on this myself. I'm gonna sit on this. I'm gonna think about it, and I don't know the words to formulate from here, but I'm just going to rest upon this. And I really hope that there are other people out there that are planting this seed in their life. I really hope there are people that are planting this mental seed so that this seed can go out and it can reach the rest of the world, that it can reach a few other people, and we can start thinking different and having alternatives to living. And we can start being more self sustaining people instead of having to rely on everything and everybody else. But yet, just because I say self-sustaining, it is a self-sustaining place amongst other self-sustaining people that are all different in their own kind of way. But we don't judge each other for being different. We don't judge each other because one person dresses or does whatever. But I don't know, maybe it's better if we all dress the same way. Maybe we need to go back to kind of like a militarized kind of way of living. I'm not talking about necessarily the military, but something to where we all wear similar things so that we can start understanding that we are a part of one thing together, but yet we're all thinking of alternatives. We're all doing something different. We're all passionate about something different, but yet we bring that into the circle of trust. We bring that into the circle of everything. The black and white circle that I have of everything, everything there is, you bring it into that thing. It's a oneness, yet it is differences in the oneness. It is every polar opposition in the oneness. You see what I'm saying? And that is my vision. That is my vision for this life in the world. That is my vision for other people. Whether it's going to come true or not, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I just, it's very hard to say I'm just going to let fate do its thing, but really it can't happen that way, I don't think. There has to be some kind of action, and this is going to be This is, getting something started is what is the hard part. This is where a lot of people in this world, we hesitate to just start. We hesitate to literally make the first move. And this is what I do too. This is why I feel paralyzed, because I paralyze myself. I say, I want to do this, and then I don't do it. Something holds me back from doing it. And then I say, oh my goodness, I want to really do this. I want to make this happen. And then something just like, it just like keeps me in this place. And it's a habit that I've been in for so long. And I did this to myself. I did this to myself. I did this to me. And see, this is where it's up to every single person to say that I did this to myself. I am the reason why I'm at where I'm at right now. I'm the reason why this is happening in my life. I'm the reason why I feel this way. I'm the reason why this is taking place. I'm the reason why this thing happened. See, if we don't do that, then this thing cannot happen. It has to be every single person. You have to start reflecting everything that's going on within you back onto yourself. We got to stop projecting on the other people or projecting onto the world. We have to take a look at us first. That is the seed that needs to be planted. We got to take a look at ourselves first before this can happen, before we can help each other do something like this. And I'm not someone to make promises with anything, but this is only fragments. This is only fragments of what I can explain to you in a video, but this is the only vision that I have for myself. And it's that, but if it would go one way, then I know of another way to go, or another way. It isn't like just one thing, because you know that things are not going to happen according to plan. There's going to be failures, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be things happening, there's going to be hiccups, because that's life. Nothing is going to go perfect. Nothing is going to go according to how you really want it to go. And because that's how life is, it never goes according to plan. And this is something that I think we have to get in our minds too, is that there is no such thing as perfection. There is no such thing as perfect. There is no such thing as uh pure utopia. But I mean, my goodness gracious, don't you want to live in utopia? Aren't people that call themselves Christians or whatever, ain't you going for heaven? Don't you want to reach heaven? I mean, if you really believe that, and I'm just saying this as a metaphor or as an example to show you what I mean. Or what are you going for? Dystopia? I mean, while you're here living, do you want utopia for yourself? Do you want to feel better about yourself and the others that you're around? Or do you want to see death, disease, destruction, starvation, and all that? And if you want that in your life, I think you're completely insane. I think you completely went mad if you think that. For you and my sake, while we are here, for the wellness of each other. So look, this is the absolute truth, what I'm speaking here. And if you ask me, there is no other way. There is no other thing to do here. Nothing else. Because you're only going to find the same things in this world. You're only going to find the same things happening. You're only going to find the repetitive ball of how most people do what they're doing. You're only going to have the same thing from the powers that be, promising you this, promising you that. Republican, Democrat, left, right, all this comparing, all this fighting. What is it doing? It's not doing anything for anybody. It's just making everything worse. So we know that life is going to be a continual problem. Let's just be problem solvers. What else is there to do? There's always going to be a problem here. So why don't we just become problem solvers and let it be at that? That's what I say. I know we can't solve the issue of life itself. I know we can't, I know there isn't a cure all, but my goodness, we can have some kind of alternatives. We can have some kind of filler. We can have some kind of something that is better than our current situation. I truly believe that, and I truly know that. It's just taking the action to do it. It's beginning something. And sitting here thinking about it anymore is not going to do anything. It's just going to leave me even more paralyzed and just sitting here doing nothing about nothing. And I realize how insane that is just doing the same thing every day, all the time, and not doing anything to change my circumstances is insane. And that's how I feel. I literally feel like I have kind of gone insane and I am in a just stuck situation, if I'm being honest with you. And I did all this stuff to myself. I'm the one that got me here. I'm the one that led myself here. I'm the one that got myself into this situation. So that's what it is, y'all. And I'm going to let you go with that. I don't want to keep talking about this because there comes a point where you got to just stop. And then it goes back to saying, okay, now what? Now what am I doing? So, anyway, I really hope that this video gets some of you in a better place or in a place where you can deal with life a little better. I'm doing these videos because I want it to have an impact in our life. That's why I'm doing these videos. I don't do these videos to stress you out. I don't do these videos to get you depressed. I don't want to do a video to make you feel like I feel. I want to do a video so that we can do something different, that we can make a difference with something while we're here, while we're still alive. That's why I do these videos. That's why I do everything I do. I do it for you. I do it for you because I care for myself, so I do it for you. I really don't even do this for me. I really don't even do this for me, if I'm being honest. I do it for other people. But then at the same time, I'm very angry with a lot of the world and humanity because I see this dumb, stupid, ignorant stuff we keep doing. And that is where the conundrum lies. That is where it's not just going to be peaches and cream and it's not going to be total hell. There has to be some kind of mid ground going on and realizing both of these things. You see what I'm saying? So that's just how it is with me as a person. I don't know if you can relate to that. I don't know if this speaks to your soul or speaks to your energy or speaks to your mind or speaks to everything that makes you you. But all that I can do is hope that it's doing something, something while we're here. That's all that I can hope for. And I hope you leave from this video new in some way, different in some way, challenging yourself in some way, thinking of an alternative in some way. That is what I hope for. That is my hope. That is my vision. That is my life. And that's all I am. I don't have nothing to show right now. I'm broke. I don't have anything planted in the ground. I'm not building anything. I'm not doing anything right now. Nothing. Nothing. I am at complete rock bottom. I'm looking at my notebook. I got my coffee here. I got my computer in front of me. And it's like, it's just an end of an era. And it's really tough when that happens. It's hard times. these are the hard times. But what I say is, let's live together and let's fall gracefully together. Let's go through the good times and the bad times together. Even if you don't want to admit this, even if you're hiding something, then I guess I'll say it out loud because I know that a lot of this world is dying on the inside. So, all wellness, all health, and as much peace as you can possibly have, something to live for, something to be passionate about. These are the words that I want to start speaking again because what I have been through and what I have known and where I have gone and the depths that I sunk to and the things that have been happening, I realize that it is a dead end. It has been a dead end for me. Now I have to turn around from that dead end. There's no other option. There's no other option. Say that there's a dead end and then there's a cliff right next to the dead end. It's either stay at the dead end, jump off of the cliff and give up and die, or turn around and do something. And the choice that I want to make is turning around and doing something. It's just very rough when you are at a rock bottom state to start doing something, to get it going, to reach out, to let your pride down. And this is what most people don't want to do. And then we remain in denial. And that's why things keep getting worse. Things have got to get horrible. Things have got to be bad. Things have got to get worse before they can get somewhat better. It's just how life is. It is the cycle of life. So I'm literally preparing for life and my death. I'm preparing for both of them. I want to start right now. I want to start preparing my life and I want to start preparing to live and I want to start preparing to fall gracefully when it is my time to fall. You see what I'm saying? Because right now we don't have the technology to beat death. We don't have medication. We can't get new hearts and new lungs and new brains and new eyes. That's not possible right now. So if we're not preparing for something, then we are unprepared. If we are not thinking of alternatives, then we're going to keep doing the same insane shit over and over and over again. And I'm speaking to myself, and you need to be speaking to yourself if you make that choice. And if you don't make that choice, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say to anybody. I really don't. This is all I know. This is all I know right now. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for watching. If anybody wants to give back to me as a person, please, all I can ask from you is tip the channel, donate to the channel, give something because I am in a time of need right now. If you can give whatever you can give, or if you want to give, if that's something you truly want to do, I would appreciate it. Anything helps. You see what I'm saying? Anything helps. And I'm not scared to say that I am in a bad situation or I need help because all of us need help sometimes, whether we want to admit it or not. So take care of yourselves. Good night, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care of yourselves and I guess a moment of silence for everything. Later.